Hey, what up? I'm MITUS, and this is another episode of Creased. Now, like I said in previous episodes, when we go for a bit of a shop, but there isn't really enough to tell a whole story on a video, we're just going to drop it here before we get into the proper episode. So, I honestly didn't film too much when I went shopping, but when I did go there, I noticed the cool grey 11s have finally sold out. It's crazy to me that the teal Jordan 1 lows and the pine green 3s sold out before the Jordan 11s. Like, it's insane. Like, to me, the pine green 3s are like the worst 3 in terms of looks. In terms of quality, they're actually really good, but they just look horrible. I did, however, see a bunch of Air Force 1s. There's some really, really nice colorways coming out in Air Force 1s, and they're doing a lot of Air Force 1s this year. I've been saying for like the last 6 months, Air Force 1s are due for a comeback. I feel like in America, where the white and whites went crazy and people were reselling them, that may have contributed to it, but it's also an anniversary year for the Air Force 1. So, I think it's 1972 the Air Force 1 first came out. I could be wrong. I should Google this. I should always Google these facts, but 82. Why did I think 72? 82. Alright. Wasn't far off. I knew it was a 2, obviously, because this year's a 2 and it's an anniversary for it, so yeah. But these here kind of give me like Nintendo vibes. I actually really like these, and I come close to pulling the trigger. If they still had the 20% off that they had the other week when I copped the 90s, I definitely would have copped them. I have mentioned previously that I want to be doing a lot more different content this year, and the next video we're doing, this drops Tuesday. Well, today would be Tuesday. The next video is Thursday. If I can get it done in time, it's going to be super different to anything I've ever done, and it's going to be hilarious. I just know it's going to be hilarious, and you're just going to have to wait and see. But as you saw with the title of this video, we're going to do a bunch of like anticipated styles, and what I've been focusing on, or saying that I'm going to focus on this year anyway. I've mentioned this, and you know, we're very early on in the year, so it may not happen, but what I want to do is when I get a pair, I want to move a pair on. Or as it is, I've moved a few pairs on recently, and look, I'm not a reseller, so I'm not charging the earth for them. Like, for the most part, it's just been like lows, mids, and you know, like a couple joints that I've worn once, and I just feel like I'm never going to wear that again, and I, you know, struggled to wear it the first time. So with the mids and lows, like, I could resell these. Like, one of the joints I ain't even worn, I could probably resell for like $200, right? Retail assist to the young homie, and he bought a couple ones that I think one pair I tried on, which was the white and green joints, and then like another one I definitely wore. But yeah, like retail or below retail for the mids even. But yeah, like another pair I'm looking to move on is the Jordan 3 Unites, the all red joints. For me, like, I'm just not gonna wear an all red shoe, man. Like, I struggle with the all blue shoe, and I actually like blue, so you know, like, wearing red right now. Speaking of like NWO, I actually got invited to partake in a sneaker podcast based in the UK. It's one that I'd already been checking for. My man Aiden from ACS Sneakers is involved. He didn't reach out to me. Ashley, the producer and guy that created the podcast, reached out to me. So as soon as we work out like the time differences and that's going to be fun. So I think it's like 4 other people that are usually on it, so I'll be like a guest. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's cool to get a little bit of acknowledgement from the other side of the world. So, but without further ado, these are, for me, the most anticipated sneakers for 2022. First on the list, I feel like, and these are in no particular order, but the dark Mariner Blue Air Jordan 1. The reason I put them at the start is because raffles are circulating right now. I've already not hit on like 2 raffles. The main raffles aren't out yet. I didn't really go in for sneakers. I actually forgot about it, and then I was like, I don't win on sneakers anyway. And then a bunch of people I know won, so like maybe it wasn't as hard to get. I don't know. I feel like the resale market on them won't be too crazy, because it's like, it's very close to an OG colorway, so there's that point of like people that can't afford that will go for it. But at the same time, because it's so close, people aren't really that interested into it. It's like almost like a bootleg version. But for me, from what I've seen, I really want them, so I'm going in for them. The next one has way too many iterations and colorways and collabs on the way for it to be anything else, but it's the return of the Air Max 1. Now, there are a few different silhouettes making their return and having a big year this year. I've hinted at the Air Jordan 2. There's a bunch of collabs. I don't know about GR specifically just yet, but I have heard some things. The Cortez is making a big comeback this year. In the way of collabs, haven't really again seen much in the way of GR. But from what I'm told, the Air Max 1 is going to have a huge year this year. So I can't wait. And at the bare minimum, just let me be able to do Nike by You and finish the designs that I actually wanted to do before you took them away from me. Infrared 4s. Now all these joints here, like previous, I mean the Mariner Blues are around January, February depending where it's happening, but these ones here, the Infrared 4s, these look incredible. They're coming out in May. I don't think there'll be too much hype around them. For me, it will probably fall in the same vein of when they did like the Neon 4s. It was like an Air Max sort of colorway, but you know, we'll do it on a 4 and see how it goes. They didn't really hit, but these hit. For me anyway, I feel like these are crazy. A lot of people are telling me, I don't think there'll be any sort of resale hype, so they should be fairly easy to get. And let's see. Another one in May is the Green Bean 5. If you've watched any of my videos, I basically mention it every video. Lime green, I'm all in. So these joints here, I'm not a huge fan of 5s. I think I have like 2 pairs. I'm gonna need these. These are in May as well, so hopefully we get both. I don't know. If I can get one, then it's kind of like a consolation for the other, but yeah, I'm gonna need these. Feels like March every year now, we're getting the UNC colorway. You know, we had the 3, then we had the 4. Was the 4 in March? I feel like it was. It was in March. I can't remember when the University 1 dropped. I don't think it was around March, but yeah, the UNC 6. These are incredible. These are, you know, poverty PE. Again, I'm not a huge 6 guy, but I love these. And to the point where I've already got these in NBA 2K. So, like, I'm all in on these joints. These drop in March. It feels like I said, March is like a UNC month. Maybe there's something to that. I'm not too sure. But I can't wait to get these, and I'll be trying super hard. Because they're a 6, I really can't say too much in the way of resale, so I feel like they'll be easy to get, but you never know. Like, they're trying to sell 550 saying it's a UNC colorway, so who knows where that's at. Highly, highly anticipated. I mean, they've done a couple joints that are close, but not quite. The Fire Red 3s. Now, I'm kind of on the fence about these. As much as Air Jordan 3s are my favorite Jordan, I've got the Katrinas, I got the Fire Red denim joints. I'm not sure that I need these, but I'm putting them on the list anyway. I feel like OG colorway, all that type of gear, I feel like they'll be an easy cop. I feel like they do a couple joints every year that's full family size run, that's fairly easy to cop, right? Depending on how we are in the world, you may even be able to just walk down to your local Foot Locker and get them. Look at the cool grey 11s. They were sitting on the shelves of my local for like weeks. So, here's what it is. Now this one here, technically, I don't know if it even should be on the list, because I think it's so far-fetched that it probably won't happen. And if it does, I'm gonna eat my words, and this shit right here will be clipped and like played for if it does. But it's Air Jordan X Yeezy. Kanye recently, you know, tweeting the Jumpman logo. He's been mentioning for years how much, like, regardless of his Adidas deal, he should be allowed to wear Jordans. And then, like, when he's having issues with Adidas, he puts on some Jordans on Instagram. So, like, you never know, man. There's always been talks of a collab between Nike and Adidas and how that would be the collab to end all collabs. But what if it wasn't like an Air Force One and a Superstar? What if it was like Jordan and Yeezy? Two ways to look at this. If it was, say, the image that leaked of the sample of the Yeezy with the 6 sole, that's kind of cool. If it's like what he's doing now, then I'm not really here for it. Like, I don't want to see a not Saled boot or N-Saled boot or whatever the fuck it's called, or like a foam runner or a knit runner mixed with, and put a Jump logo on it, you know? Like, I don't really want to see that, but the talk, the hype and everything, it's got people excited, so that's why I'm putting it on the list. But I feel like the biggest, and it's doing the rounds right now, like, they're in full promo mode for this. Like, celebs are getting their pairs. I've seen LL Cool J get a pair. I've seen like everyone get a pair of these, right? It's the Louis Vuitton Air Force One. Now, when these images first leaked, insane. Absolutely insane. I was more excited for these than the Dior Jordan ones. I feel like this collab makes more sense. I feel like Virgil being involved with Louis Vuitton and Nike makes sense, but oh man, like, I've heard people say this is a culmination of Virgil's work with Nike and sneakers. Like, they're kind of right. I feel like Brendan Dunn said that, so he's getting 2 mentions on here. I feel like he's kind of right, and these look incredible. I've seen so many colorways. Are they going to do like 50 like they did with the Dunks? I don't think so. From what I'm seeing, they're going to be like $2,000 retail. For me, I'm just not paying $2,000 retail. So, even if I could get a pair, which highly unlikely, if you saw what happened with the Dior joints, it's not happening. I'm seeing that certain pairs are being like auctioned and it starts at $2,000. For me, man, like, these are incredible. There'll be a lot of talk come end of the year for Sneaker of the Year on these joints, but the accessibility, the price tag, I've seen like everyone already repping this. Like LL Cool J, LeBron, like a bunch of people are getting their pairs sent through, and it's creating this huge hype, but it's like, you can't get it. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, especially if you know, it's a $2,000 retail price point, you got to think that it's at least costing him $300 or $400 to make each pair. What's the point? if legitimate people can't buy it? Like, I know for the most part collabs are like almost just advertisements for the collabs, but like, Louis Vuitton doesn't need an advertisement. Nike doesn't need an advertisement. Off-White doesn't need an advertisement. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything on the list? I know, like, there's no real New Balance or Adidas or anything else on here, but for me, I feel like I'm a simple man. Throw a new colorway on a pair of 574s or Superstars, and I'm good. This has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you thought. Did I miss anything? What do you think? Anticipated shoes. Have you got any goals for this year? Are you trying to condense your stuff? Like, I got this big sneaker wall, right? And I thought about starting another one. Then I'm like, you know, let's calm down a little bit and let's get rid of a few pairs. So that's what I'm doing to make way for other pairs. So, peace.